Now I want to show you a couple of the places where Lua is used, because one of the really big appeals of Lua is that you can utilize it to script other applications. A lot of other applications actually embed Lua and Lua interpreter inside of them to make it easier to script that application. So for example, Adobe Photoshop Lightroom has Lua built into it. If you want to create a plugin for Adobe Photoshop, you can actually use Lua to do that, and you can use the capabilities of Lua to basically extend the Adobe Photoshop application. You can add things like menu items, different displays. There's a whole API that Adobe exposes through Lua that you can program scripts against to actually create different components that you can add to Adobe's Photoshop Lightroom product. In addition, perhaps one of the most popular or most well-known places that Lua exists is in the popular MMO World of Warcraft. Now, this game is quite addictive, so you might not want to learn Lua by using it in World of Warcraft, or you might not end up doing anything else. But Lua is used as a way to create custom user interfaces inside of World of Warcraft. In fact, in a little bit here, I'll actually show you an example, because I think this is pretty neat and a really good use of Lua. And it can be a fairly complex, almost an application within an application, when you build a good Lua script that operates as a plugin. So there's actually quite a few World of Warcraft extensions that are created in Lua using Lua scripts. If you learn Lua, you can of course expand your abilities to play this popular MMO. Now, Lua is also in a lot of other software. I'm not going to go through the entire list here because it's too long to include on this slide, but I just want to give you an idea of some of the applications that you can find Lua supported in. So for example, we have Apache Http server. This is a popular Linux HTTP server. You can actually use Lua to write rules and extensions and script part of how Apache works. Lego Mindstorms. This is a robotics kit from Lego, and you can actually use Lua to script and to program these robots. In MySQL Workbench, you can use Lua to create plugins. In Redis, you can use Lua to create almost like stored procedures that operate against this NoSQL database. VLC Media Player also has plugin support with Lua. Wireshark, you can create Wireshark plugins, and Wireshark is a packet sniffing software. Basically lets you analyze packets over network, and you can create scripts that are able to analyze those packets and process that information using Lua. And lots of games actually. Angry Birds is written in Lua. The Escape from Monkey Island is written in Lua. In fact, LucasArts actually in that game created a little tribute to Lua where they used to use an engine called ScumVM. There's now a reference to Lua. And definitely by far, if you look around for a list of games where Lua was used to either create the game or involved in a scripting engine for that game, you'll find a very long list. Lua is very popular in the game development community, again, because of its performance characteristics and because it's so easy to learn, and it just fits really well into a gaming environment and to be able to extend games. And a lot of times when games are developed, the person that might be extending it or adding levels or adding functionality and features to the core of the game might not be a really hardcore programmer. They might be more of the designer type and more of the game designer type. And so Lua is a very nice and easy language to learn, even if you don't have a huge amount of development ability.